Hello, cutlerylover here. This is part 2 to my knife sharpening tools slash systems or kits. The first video showed some cheaper solutions to sharpening your knives, stuff that will work fine, but if you're really serious about getting a great edge on your knife, and you have some maybe higher quality knives, or you use your knives very often and need a really good working edge, these next three systems are probably better for you. The first one is the Spyderco Triangle Sharpmaker. This is by far the most common kit amongst the knife community. It comes in a nice little package like this. I already took everything out, but you get two coarse stones. They're triangle rods, triangle shaped, and there's different steps where you would first sharpen on the edge this way, and then you'd rotate your rods and then sharpen on the flat end. And you have comes with two fine, you see these are all some gray on there from me using them. These are the fine rods, ceramic rods. And again, same triangle shape. Now how you would use the system is one side is for a 30-degree edge and one side is for a 40-degree edge. What does that mean? That means that the angle you're sharpening at, like let's say this side here is the 30-degree edge. So when you put your stones in, 30-degree edge means you have a 15-degree angle on each side. If I were to do a couple passes here, if you keep your knife totally straight, perpendicular to the table or your cutting surface, and as you come down, well, let me get my camera better set up here. As you come down, and keeping your knife straight, as you come down, you're sharpening on a 15-degree angle. Alright, so 15 degrees on this side and then 15 degrees on this side. That means you're having a 30-degree edge in total. And it's good because that's, for some knives you might want a 30-degree edge, and some knives you might want a 40-degree. And the 40-degree would be the same thing, only instead of 15 degrees on each end, it opens up a little bit more, and you have 20 degrees on each end. Now, without really getting into it, the more acute or the smaller the edge you have on your knives, the sharper they will be, but you won't have as much edge retention, meaning that the edge won't last that long or as long. So when you widen the edge, like when you go from a 30-degree to a 40-degree, what you're doing is you're making your edge a little more stronger. It's going to last a little longer. It won't be it can't get as sharp as that more acute angle, but it will certainly last a long time. The industry standard, and this is totally like average, of course depending on the knife it will change, but pretty common edge geometry is a 40-degree angle, meaning 20 degrees on both sides. That's what most production knives will generally come with, and that's the kind of best of both worlds. You're going to get a pretty decent edge, pretty sharp, but it's going to last for you. And that's what I believe this Benchmade Graftillion actually comes with, a 40-degree angle. So anyway, moving on. The Sharpmaker is pretty cool. It comes with two thin little brass rods, and what these do, these goes in these slots, so that as you're sharpening, coming down with the knife, if you slip, the blade will hit this and not your hand. And this cover actually slips right back on, so it gives you a good thing to grip on. Let me get my knife here. So as you're doing your pass, you may be going fast and you slip. All right, well, you're not going to hit yourself. You're not going to cut yourself. You're going to hit this nice soft brass rod, so the blade will dig into that and not your flesh. So it's pretty safe. You have a couple options there. You can actually take this apart and put the case together. And once you get it together, you could slip your rods right into the base here in these grooves, and then use this then as a traditional flat stone, just like a bench stone, and sharpen your knives that way. Also, you have the option on the end here. You put a rod into here, and that gives you the already set angle to sharpen scissors. So it's pretty versatile. You can use it for a lot of different things. Really just a great sharpening system. I realize now that I just talked for 5 minutes about this system here, so I'm going to actually stop, and I'll make a video, I guess, for the other two individually, and that would be a Smith's kit, sharpening kit here, and then the last video on the Edge Pro Apex, which is a more expensive kit. So stay tuned for those other two videos. And thank you again for your time.